may be seated. Let's see if I made this work. Can you hear me? Students, families, friends, administrators, and honored guests, welcome to the 2017 Fall Induction Ceremony of the Gamma Beta Phi Honor Society. As we gather here this evening, reflecting and celebrating, we focus on our purpose together. William Shakespeare, in his play Henry V, wrote the following inspiring words: "As many arrows, loosed several ways, come to one mark, as many waves meet in one town, as many fresh streams meet in one salt sea, so may 1,000 actions, once afoot, end in one purpose, and we will be well born without defeat." We are like those many arrows, each coming from a different source, each with unique talents and varied interests, but as members of Gamma Beta Phi Honor Society, we all promise to support one another and to focus our energies on society's goals. We follow the design laid out before us, assured that our strength of intent and clarity of purpose will assist us in our aims. And now Dean Latham will give us all a greeting.
Good evening. Welcome to Nash Community College. It's my distinct pleasure on behalf of Dr. Carver, our president, and our board of trustees to welcome you here tonight for this great event. Inductees, thank you for choosing Nash. We are so happy you made that decision and that you have done so well. Thank you for taking advantage of the opportunity that you have here. Everybody, let's give them a round of applause. Y'all are stepping into the ranks of the elite of Nash Community College. The Gamma Beta Phi Honor Society is just that, an honor society. Not everybody gets to get in. You have to prove yourself through hard work, diligence, getting good grades, so forth, and also be willing to render service as part of the organization. We are very proud of you. Friends, family, teachers, so forth, thank you for everything you've done to support these students and help them to get where they're at. Inductees, give your people a round of applause. As I said, you're coming into your own as the best that Nash has. And I will say now that Nash is the best community college in North Carolina, and we've proven it in many ways. So in that sense, you are the best of the best, and congratulations. At this point, those of you that know me know I'm a historian, so I'm going to yield the rostrum, because if you don't watch us, well, the saying is, why use one word when 1,000 will do? So I will allow us to get on with the program. But once again, thank you very much for everything that you've done.
She took the script. The National Organization of Gamma Beta Phi Society was chartered on March 22, 1964 in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Gamma Beta Phi was created by a group of Southern college educators as an outgrowth of the high school Beta Club. Nationally, the organization has chapters all across the United States with approximately 40,000 active student members. The Gamma Beta Phi Society is an honor and service organization for students in colleges and universities in the United States. It is non-secret, non-profit, and co-educational. The name of the organization is derived from the first letters of the three Greek words for education, life, and friendship. The names signifies that education and friendship constitute the basis of a full and happy life. The motto of Gamma Beta Phi is progress through education. The three watchwords of the society denote the major objectives of Gamma Beta Phi. Scholarship, to recognize and encourage individual excellence in education. Character, to promote the development of leadership ability and character in its members. And service, to foster, disseminate, and improve education through appropriate service projects. The Nash Community College chapter of Gamma Beta Phi was chartered on February 7, 1975. Since 1986, our chapter has earned the National Distinguished Chapter Award. For the last few years, we have also earned the newly created National Exemplary Chapter Award. Through projects designed for Relay for Life, My Sister's House Shelter, and the Boys and Girls Club, through our efforts for literacy, and through our long-standing Adopt a Grandparent program, Gamma Beta Phi shows its commitment to serving our world. Members of the Gamma Beta Phi Society subscribe to and seek to live by the principles of honesty, knowing that honesty is a necessary attribute of good character and effective leadership. Service, being aware that the fact that true happiness comes only through helpful service to others. Industriousness, knowing that real progress can be achieved only if the mind is alert to comprehend and the hands ready to perform individual and community tasks. Humility, being convinced that true humbleness of spirit is the only proper attitude to maintain in their relations with their associates. Justice, believing that it is only right and proper to be just and fair in their dealings with other individuals, to condemn no one without giving him or her a chance to defend himself or herself, to consider all factors before forming an opinion of another's motives or before passing judgment on his or her actions. Cooperation, realizing that they must work closely and harmoniously with others in this day of highly organized social and economic endeavor. Responsibility, assuming always full responsibility for their actions and accepting opportunities to fulfill their social, economic, and moral obligations. Charitableness, being over-tolerant, generous, and considerate in their relationships with others, and courteous, gentle, and kind in their attitudes and actions toward their fellow men. These are the principles that the members of the Gamma Beta Phi Society adhere to in their promotion of scholarship, service, and character.
I have the honor tonight of introducing our guest speaker, who all of you need to know if you don't. So after tonight, you will. Pam Hawkins Ballou was born in Rocky Mount and raised on a farm in Halifax County, where she still lives today. She received a degree in English from North Carolina State University, where she was a Wolfpack cheerleader. After college graduation, she moved to McDowell County in the western part of the state, then returned to Halifax County in 1990. She is the Vice President for Institutional Advancement and Executive Director of the Foundation at Nash Community College. Her department includes 3 additional staff members who are collectively responsible for all fundraising events, donor relations, alumni relations, and grant writing. The NCC Foundation, through its efforts with local donors, is responsible for the scholarship program here at Nash. She is the mother of 3 adult children, Caleb, an attorney in Huntsville, Alabama, Elias, a manager with the YMCA in Cary, and Olivia, a PhD candidate at Indiana University. She's a member of Rosemary United Methodist Church in Roanoke Rapids, where she is a lay reader. In her spare time, she enjoys painting, gardening, and running. Please join me in welcoming our speaker tonight, Ms. Pam Ballou.
Thank you so much. It is really, truly my pleasure joining you all this evening, and thank you so much for inviting me to speak. Anyone who knows me knows that anytime I'm given the floor and a few minutes of undivided attention, I am a happy camper. I especially enjoy congratulating deserving students for academic achievements, and speaking on one of my greatest passions, which is education. But don't worry, when they invited me to speak, they told me to keep my remarks under 2 hours. So just kidding, just kidding. As inductees into Gamma Beta Phi, you fully understand and appreciate the tremendous honor and responsibility this membership holds. The emphasis on the 3 attributes, scholarship, service, and character, are ideals that will serve you well in not only your professional lives, but your personal lives. Regarding scholarship, I submit to you that your educations will not end when you cross the stage at graduation. Some of you will pursue higher degrees and some will pursue other certifications. But love of learning is something that will serve you well the rest of your lives. That learning doesn't have to come from a textbook. The world is your textbook. Your backyard is your textbook. One very important point is that learning doesn't have to be done for a grade or a promotion. Lifelong learning is something you can do for your enjoyment. Open your minds to all the possibilities. Planting a garden for the first time. Picking up a blank artist canvas and paints. Exploring any new hobby. Traveling somewhere you've never been, and it doesn't have to be exotic. It just has to be somewhere different. Step out of your comfort zone. It's all about learning something new. Equally important is opening your minds to new ideas and perspectives that are different from your own. The late Mark Twain once said, "A person who won't read has no advantage over the person who can't read." I tried to model my beliefs and my values for my own children, but I believe one of the greatest gifts I gave them was not teaching them what to think, but encouraging them to know how to think and how to figure out things for themselves. Albert Einstein was noted for saying, "I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious." Education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think. Now let's talk about service. Consider the number of times you've heard the word "they" used in statements. Why don't they do something about this or that? Looks like they could come up with someone to coach that Little League team. Wonder why they don't clean up that vacant lot. Well, let me ask you a question. Who exactly are they? I'll tell you who they are. They are you, and me. Our communities, no matter how large or small, are made better places to live largely by the number of volunteers, people like you and me, who are willing to devote their time and energy for the benefit of others. Little League coaches, PTA members who build school playgrounds, Meals on Wheels volunteers who deliver food to shut-ins, people who visit nursing homes and read to the elderly, groups who devote time on a Saturday to cleaning up a roadside. The very heart and soul of a community rests with the number and commitment of volunteers. People show community spirit and service in many ways. Our very own Nash Community College Foundation awards scholarships to students annually, and some of you are the recipients of some of these scholarships. The money that funds those scholarships come from donors who have a spirit of generosity fueled by a sense of service to community. And did you know that during our most recent employee campaign that 100% of our faculty and staff contributed funds toward scholarship for our campus? This is one way community service is alive and well at Nash Community College. Don't be someone who stands and watches from the sidelines. Get out there and devote some time and effort into making your community a better place. The following quote by the late President Theodore Roosevelt has long been one of my favorites. Listen carefully. He wrote, "It is not the critic who counts, not the person who points out how the strong person stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the person who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust, sweat, and blood, a leader who knows with the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, and spends himself in a worthy cause, who, at best, if he wins, knows the thrill of high achievement, and if he fails, fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. Don't just sit on the sidelines." The third attribute is character. So much has been written about character, but I find that the best definition is simply doing the right thing even when no one is watching. The late Senator Margaret Chase Smith said, "The right way is not always the popular and easy way. Standing for right when it is unpopular is a true test of moral character." In closing, I'd like to leave you with these 4 points. 1, your education is something no one can ever take away from you. The lesson, cherish it and encourage others in their academic pursuits. Number 2, your love of learning is evident by your accomplishments. There are no doubt some wonderful people in your life who have encouraged you along the way, a relative, a close friend, a teacher. The love of learning is a valuable gift to receive and to share with others. The lesson, always show gratitude. 3, one day when you've made your way in the world, please reflect on the impact education has made in your life. Consider passing along the gift of education by establishing a scholarship yourself or donating to an existing scholarship fund. The lesson, pay it forward. 4th and finally, Thomas Edison, the great inventor, once said, "Opportunity is missed by most folks because it comes dressed in overalls and looks like work." The lesson, get out there, work hard, and make a difference. Congratulations.
Inductees, please rise. Brittany Edwards. Amber Gardner. Leslie Garnica Luis. Marguerite Jackson. Vonataria Milner. Brittany Pendergrass. Heather Poitras. Nadia Shahada. Lindsay Whitaker.
New inductees, please recite the membership pledge after me. I solemnly declare that I shall always strive to hold fast the principles of honesty, to maintain a standard of academic excellence, to serve humanity, and to develop good character and leadership ability. I further pledge myself to cooperate and act with other members of Gamma Beta Phi Society in active promotion of these ideas in our school, community, state, and nation. Congratulations. You can extinguish your flames. And you can be seated. In closing, I just want to let all of you know how proud I am of you, and all of you who are their families to know how proud we all are for your support of them. We'd like to congratulate all of the new members Let's have one more round of applause for them. Thank you again for sharing this celebration of achievement. After the platform guests recess, the inductees will come forward for a group photo. You're all invited to share refreshments in the back of the room. And one more challenge. We are in the process, in the midst of a fundraising event right now, in case you don't know. We're selling Krispy Kreme donuts. So if you don't know that your children and family are selling donuts, get them to tell you about it. Thank you all for coming. We'll have cake in the back.